In the final days of 2025, silver has stolen the spotlight, capturing the attention of investors, industry leaders, and governments alike. What was once considered a steady, reliable commodity has now become the epicenter of a global financial storm. The price of silver has surged to a record $79 per ounce, more than doubling in a single year. This meteoric rise has left analysts scrambling for explanations and sent shockwaves through markets worldwide. This isn't just a market blip, it's a seismic event shaking global finance and industry. Traders on the world's busiest exchanges are witnessing unprecedented volatility, with silver's movement rippling across currencies, stocks, and commodities. Elon Musk, whose companies depend on silver for everything from electric vehicles to solar panels, issued a blunt warning on X. This is not good. Silver is needed in many industrial processes. His words echoed across boardrooms and social media, amplifying concerns. Musk's concern highlights silver's dual role, not only as a traditional safe haven asset in times of uncertainty, but also as a critical industrial material powering the technologies of tomorrow. From electronics to renewable energy, silver is woven into the fabric of modern life. The price spike is the result of powerful forces converging, shifting Western policies that have tightened regulations and altered trade flows, creating new uncertainties for global markets. At the same time, resource nationalism in the East has intensified, with key nations restricting exports and prioritizing domestic industries, further squeezing global supply. And as if that weren't enough, mounting supply chain stress, caused by logistical bottlenecks, labor shortages, and geopolitical tensions, has made it even harder to get silver where it's needed most. The implications are profound, touching everything from manufacturing and green energy projects to the personal savings of ordinary people. Silver's surge is reshaping industries and forcing families to rethink their financial strategies. As December 2025 ends, the silver story has become a symbol of the challenges and uncertainties facing the global economy. Headlines warn of a silver crisis, and policymakers are scrambling to respond. The world is now forced to confront the real cost of progress and the fragility of our supply chains. The silver shockwave is a wake-up call, reminding us that even the most essential resources can become flashpoints in an interconnected world. Silver's explosive rally is no accident. It's fueled by expectations of U.S. interest rate cuts and a global flight to safety. As rates fall, investors flock to hard assets like silver, hedging against inflation and currency risk. Gold and platinum have surged too, signaling widespread anxiety about fiat currencies. Geopolitical instability has only intensified the rush, with investors seeking tangible stores of value. The December surge is a global repositioning of wealth, as both institutions and individuals scramble for security. Momentum traders have amplified the frenzy, creating a feedback loop that pushed prices to unthinkable heights. This is more than speculation. It's a response to deep economic and political uncertainty. The market's message is clear. Anxiety is driving a scramble for real assets. Silver's ascent is a barometer of global unease. Silver's allure isn't new. Its story stretches back thousands of years, woven into the fabric of human civilization. From the earliest coins struck in ancient empires to the treasures passed down through generations, silver has always held a special place in our collective imagination. It's been trusted as money and a store of value for millennia, prized not just for its beauty, but for its reliability in times of change. Across continents and cultures, silver has been a symbol of wealth, stability, and security. In times of uncertainty, people instinctively turn to tangible assets like silver, seeking protection from inflation and currency devaluation. When paper money loses its shine, silver's luster only grows brighter, offering a sense of reassurance that digital numbers in a bank account simply can't match. Unlike cash, silver's supply can't be inflated by central banks, making it a powerful shield for savers. Its scarcity is built in, immune to the whims of monetary policy or government intervention. Recent demand isn't just from big investors. Ordinary people worldwide are buying coins and bars to safeguard their savings. From young professionals to retirees, more people are recognizing silver's role as a personal financial anchor. This surge in private investment has fueled the price explosion, as fear and uncertainty drive a rush for physical metal. Bullion shops are busier than ever, and silver is flying off the shelves as people look for something real to hold on to. Industrial demand sets the floor. but monetary demand creates the spikes. Silver is essential in electronics, solar panels, and medical devices, but it's the rush to own it as a safe haven that sends prices soaring. When confidence falters, the scramble for silver can overwhelm supply. Dealers run out, lines form, and premiums rise as everyone tries to get their hands on physical metal. In a digital age, the appeal of something real, something you can hold, remains as strong as ever. Silver offers a tangible connection to value, history, and peace of mind. Silver's legacy as a safe haven is alive and well, continuing to inspire trust and confidence in uncertain times. China, a powerhouse in silver production and refining, has announced strict new export restrictions starting January 2026. This bold move comes as the world's appetite for silver reaches unprecedented levels, driven by the explosive growth of green technologies and advanced manufacturing. As the largest player in the global silver market, China's decision is sending ripples of uncertainty through every corner of the industry. This move threatens to choke global supply just as demand hits fever pitch, sending shockwaves through industry. Traders and manufacturers are bracing for volatility as prices surge and contracts are thrown into question. The world is watching closely, knowing that even a small disruption in China's exports can have outsized effects on global markets. China's strategy is clear: secure its own green tech and manufacturing needs, even if it means disrupting global markets. By prioritizing domestic industries like solar panels, electric vehicles, and electronics, China is ensuring it has the resources to lead the next wave of technological innovation, regardless of the impact on international partners. This is resource nationalism in action. Nations prioritizing their own industries over global trade. Governments around the world are now rethinking their own strategies, considering how to protect critical supply chains and avoid being caught off guard by similar moves in the future. The sudden clampdown forces manufacturers worldwide to scramble for alternative sources, driving prices even higher. Companies are urgently seeking new suppliers, renegotiating contracts, and in some cases, halting production lines as they assess the fallout from China's decision. The market's focus has shifted from demand to a looming supply crisis. Analysts warn that the shortage could last for months or even years, depending on how long China's restrictions remain in place and how quickly other countries can ramp up their own production. Now, the fear isn't just about price, it's about whether there will be enough silver at all. Investors and manufacturers alike are grappling with the possibility of prolonged shortages, which could disrupt everything from electronics to renewable energy projects. China's decision has transformed economic anxiety into a potential industrial emergency. Headlines around the world highlight the growing sense of urgency as factories slow down and governments debate how best to respond to the unfolding crisis. It's a stark reminder of how interconnected and vulnerable our global supply chains truly are. A single policy change in one country can disrupt production, trade, and investment on a global scale, exposing the fragility of systems we often take for granted. One policy shift in Beijing can ripple across the world overnight, reshaping industries and economies far beyond China's borders. As the world adapts to this new reality, the need for resilient, diversified supply chains has never been clearer. Silver's unmatched conductivity and unique properties make it irreplaceable in modern technology. It's essential in circuit boards, smartphones, laptops, and the data centers powering the digital world. As our devices multiply, so does the demand for silver. In medicine, silver's antimicrobial qualities are vital for sterilization and water purification. It's also used in mirrors, catalysts, and high-strength solders, each application adding to relentless industrial demand. Most industrial silver is used in tiny, unrecoverable amounts, lost forever in discarded electronics. This one-way flow from mine to landfill has quietly depleted global inventories for years. The recent price surge is the market finally waking up to a slow-motion supply crisis. The green revolution runs on silver. Solar panels and electric vehicles are now massive consumers of the metal. Every solar cell relies on silver to convert sunlight into electricity, and global climate goals require millions of new panels each year. Even as manufacturers try to use less silver per panel, overall demand keeps soaring. Electric vehicles, too, depend on silver for reliable electrical connections throughout the car. As cars become more like computers, their silver needs only grow. This demand is structural, driven by policy and the shift to clean energy, not just market cycles. the price surge signals the market is finally pricing in silver's critical role in our sustainable future. Some analysts now call this a generational bubble, a rare event driven by a real worsening supply-demand imbalance. Relentless industrial demand, especially from green tech, is colliding with tightening supply and export restrictions. The scramble for physical silver is pitting industrial users, investors, and even central banks against each other. Rapid price gains are attracting speculators, fueling a feedback loop of FOMO and momentum. But unlike past bubbles, this one is anchored in physical scarcity, not just hype. Even if the speculative fever breaks, a new, higher baseline price for silver may be here to stay. Silver's status as a scarce, strategic resource is now undeniable. High silver prices will ripple far beyond Wall Street, raising costs for everything from smartphones to solar panels. Manufacturers will pass these costs to consumers, fueling inflation and potentially slowing the green energy transition. If silver becomes too expensive, solar and electric vehicle adoption could stall, ironically hindering climate goals. Developing nations may struggle most, as higher costs put renewable energy and clean water technologies out of reach. The price surge is a wake-up call about the limits of our resource consumption. It may spur innovation in recycling and efficiency, but substitutes for silver are hard to find. The world must now grapple with resource security and sustainable development. This is no longer just a financial story. It's about the future of technology, industry, and the planet. Silver's scarcity is forcing a global reckoning. As 2025 ends, silver's surge exposes deep vulnerabilities in our global economy and supply chains. Musk's warning, "This is not good," captures the anxiety of an industrial world suddenly aware of its dependence on a single metal. Elevated prices could slow tech adoption and add to inflation, challenging policymakers worldwide. China's export restrictions mark a new era of resource nationalism, forcing nations to rethink strategies and invest in recycling and alternatives. The scramble for silver may preview future battles over other critical materials. This is about more than price. It's about the contradictions of our time: clean energy, technological progress, and resource limits. The silver market is now a barometer of our ability to balance these competing demands. As we enter 2026, the world will be watching silver's price as a signal of our collective future.